Okay, kids, it's time for another episode of the Fueled by Weird podcast, the only podcast that fully embraces the vision. I'm Chris Daly, and today I'd like to welcome back to the show Kevin Davis. Kevin, what's going on, man?
Man, I'm doing pretty good, man. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. Glad to have you back, man. It's not
Man, glad
been
to
a
be
long
back.
time, but it feels like it's been a long time.
Right? I mean, there's only been a few months. Yeah, there's a few months.
Yeah, doesn't it wasn't that long ago that it feels like it's been way too long.
Right, right,
It's
right. I was
been
like twice in 1 year. Oh, snap.
yeah, heck yeah, man. It's been a
Uh,
wild and crazy summer.
oh, most definitely. Man, it's 2025 is almost out already.
Dude, for
Jesus.
real. It's wild.
Then my birthday's in 2 weeks too. So
Oh, right
Jesus
on.
Christ. Yeah,
Mine,
September 1st.
oh, nice. Mine's in September too.
Oh my God. Wow.
September 27th. I'm saying that like I don't know what day my birthday is. Jesus Christ. Yeah, September 27th is
Nice.
my birthday, and then my oldest daughter, her birthday is the 13th.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
September babies rule.
a lot of September babies. A lot of
Oh
September
yeah.
babies.
Oh yeah.
All right, man. So, as you know, we like to start things off. Who the hell is we? I like to start things off with icebreaker question when we get started. So, today's question. Would you rather get free plane tickets or free accommodations for the rest of your life?
Would I want to give it?
Which one would you get? Would you rather get free plane
Oh,
tickets or free accommodations?
heck, I'll give free plane tickets, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can travel anywhere I can go. So yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
If I'm gonna be honest, yeah.
Fair enough. I think I'd do the same thing because, you can usually get the accommodations on the cheap.
Yep.
You just got to know where to look. So,
Yep.
yeah, plus I
Exactly.
mean, even if you don't get them on the cheap, a lot of those places you can, paying for that shit, man. So,
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
let's do it.
Heck yeah.
All right, man. So, speaking of summer, we're just about ready to wrap up summer for 2025.
Yes,
How's your
sir.
how's your summer been?
Man, it's been very beautiful. I was able to travel a little bit.
Yeah, where'd you go?
I went to Indianapolis to meet a friend of mine
Oh,
for the first
nice.
time ever.
Right on.
Yeah, she's also my business partner, so it was a double whammy.
Right on, man. That's awesome.
We've been planning. We met on TikTok a couple years ago now, actually, and
Yeah.
been planning to meet each other for a while. And I was blessed enough to go this summer and hang out with her. And it was definitely a reset that I needed, that I didn't know I needed, because it was a change of scenery, getting out the house for a while, and just let my mind explore and seeing different aspects of the world, of the
Nice.
country, and it was very beautiful. First time doing Ubers,
Oh,
my first
yeah.
time actually riding Ubers,
Nice.
and of course I was nervous because I'm like I've never won ordered Uber before. So,
Yeah.
but every Uber ride, each ride was so comfortable. Everybody was so nice. I'm like, this is interesting. It's very interesting. But yeah, it was a very awesome summer. I just hate the heat because I did get sick a few times because of the heat. As you know,
Yeah.
you get these heat waves are crazy, done with them headaches and oof, Jesus. But
Dude, for real.
for the most part, it's been awesome.
That's good, man. Well, up here where I am, it doesn't get super hot. I mean, it still gets pretty
Mhm.
hot, but I mean, like, if I was to tell you how hot, like, one of our hottest days was, you'd probably be like, "Psh, that's nothing. I'd rather have that than what I'm going through." I think today is
Yeah,
probably one of the hotter days we've had in a minute, and I think it says right now we're at 96 degrees
man, we were
right
like
now.
we were like at 106 apparently.
Woof. Yeah,
Yeah.
we haven't hit any 100+ days this year, which is kind of weird. We did the last couple of years, but this year I think the highest we've gotten is just mid 90s. So I'm I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining.
Man, it's been blazing out here. And like it's whew.
Yeah, I wish I could
So
say I'm ready for fall, but I'm really not because I like the summertime. I just don't like the heat
yeah, yeah. All the bugs. All the
or
bugs.
the bugs.
Yeah.
I'm ready for the
Ugh.
bugs. The bugs can go back to hell where they belong anytime now.
Exactly. Agree. Agree.
Anytime.
Like that's I always say winter's my favorite season because there's no bugs and I just love the cold. So
I'm not a fan of the cold. I don't like the bugs. I just don't like shoveling snow. So like if it snowed but like
mm,
stayed off the sidewalk, driveway, street, all that
right.
stuff, I'd be good with that. I know that's
Yeah.
completely
I
impossible,
was like
but
over here, yeah, over here we barely get any snow. So
that's how we were the last couple of winters actually. We didn't get a whole ton. And when we did, it usually was gone by like later that day or maybe the next day. At least
nice,
on the
nice.
roads and stuff. On the roads and sidewalks, it would be gone. On the grass, it'd still kind of be there, and I'm totally
Okay.
fine with that. I that can stay there all year long. I don't care. But yeah, yeah, I hate shoveling snow and I hate mowing a lawn. That's kind of why the two things I hate most about being a homeowner, honestly.
Yeah, understandable. That's understandable.
Yeah. All right, man. So going back to my intro, embracing the vision, I
Mhm.
would I would hate to not talk about wrestling with you on the show because you're one of the only people, you're the only people I know that I can talk about wrestling with. And
Mhm.
so any chance I get to talk a little bit about wrestling, I'm definitely going to take it. So last time we did predictions for a pay-per-view that was coming up. There is a pay-per-view coming up this weekend, but what I want to do instead is talk about the Vision, Seth Rollins' group on Monday Night Raw. We've got Big Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins, of course, and the Oracle Paul Heyman. What are your thoughts? Just as the group as a whole, what do you think? Like working, not working, likes, dislikes. What do you think?
Uh, honestly, it's not really nothing unique or nothing new because Celts has done this multiple times with people. He had the AOP, he had Austin Theory and Buddy Murphy. As like it doesn't really feel original that much. Um, if I'm gonna be honest, the only difference is just with Paul Heyman and this time
Yeah.
around. Um, because honestly, I don't think Seth is really a good person that would elevate them. I think Roman would actually elevate Braun and Bronson better, if I'm going to be honest.
Sure.
Um, but honestly, Seth is a hypocrite because he's legit trying to be like Roman, but he's always saying he's not. He's nothing like Roman. I was like, dude, you literally trying to be Roman to be the top star. You got the Oracle, which is your last man.
Yeah.
You got a whole another faction. I'm saying, dude, when you think about it, Seth needs an entire faction to be relevant. Roman only had like what two factions, him in the Shield and the Bloodline, and Seth had what like four now. So you
Something
see the
like that.
difference. If
Yeah.
you see the difference,
Hmm.
I was like, you can tell who's the actual top star in this.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm like, I'm just ready for Roman to beat the crap out of Seth, if I'm going to be honest. um, but yeah, I'm just like the vision. That name was. I just felt this lazy, honestly. I'm
Yeah.
like, it could have been a funny name like the Brain of the Bronze. Like you could have been funny like that or something, or something like that. Because one was
Yeah.
called him the Bronze. I'm like that. Now that's freaking hilarious.
Yeah, yeah.
But the Vision is like, is it just it feels like lazy writing to me, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, before they announced what the name was, I kind of was trying to think of what a good, like, solid name would be because, I haven't really
Mhm.
heard a good, solid, stable name in a long time. Like, even the
Yeah.
Bloodline, the Bloodline, I think is a terrible name for the group. I mean, the group itself, I think, worked pretty okay.
Mhm.
Granted, I'm super ready for that to be done, and it sounds like they're nowhere near that story being done. But yeah, I kind of
But
like the
but
vision.
for that group, it made sense why they called them Bloodline because it is a
Yeah,
bloodline.
I mean, yeah, but
So,
that again, I still think that's kind of lazy because I mean, of course, yeah, they're all related, so we're just gonna call them family. Like, okay,
yeah.
sure, but I think you still could have called this something different. I mean,
Yeah,
we don't
even
have.
Solo's faction is lazy too. I'm like,
Oh,
MFT,
I
really? My family
100%
tree,
agree.
really?
Yeah, yeah,
My family tree? Like,
yeah,
dude, come on.
I agree. But I kind of like. I'm gonna be a little bit different. I kind of like the vision. I don't like the name. I like the group though.
Mm.
I've I've never been a big Roman Reigns supporter. I'm not raising the ones for Roman, and I just never have. And the people that do, that's okay. Um, I just have always thought that Seth was a better fit in that, like face of the company role more than Roman. Just the fact that,
Mm,
there was a lot of years where Vince was like, I'm gonna make Roman the guy and I'm gonna force him down your throats and Roman, Roman, Roman. And I was like, I don't care. Like, I don't care that much about Roman. The fact that,
mm,
he's just there all the time. And I don't know. I still think Seth's a lot more talented. I like Seth being where he is now. I think that he should have been there before Roman.
mm,
It kind of is, like you said, it's kind of a carbon copy of, the Bloodline or basically any other
mm.
faction that he's been a part of. But
Like, don't get
I
me
like
wrong.
it.
I love Seth and everything. That
Yeah,
man's a
yeah.
workhorse. I'm like,
Oh
this
yeah.
dude broke his knee 1,000 times, and he's
Yeah, yeah.
still here.
Yeah.
But I'm still a huge fan of Seth. It's just the way they write his character. I just feel just
I
lazy.
agree. And yeah,
Yeah.
and that's okay. I just I like the group to a point. The part that doesn't make sense to me, and I still don't really understand it, is, you know, a few months ago or, a couple years ago, Bronson like smashed the crap out of Seth with all those top
Yeah,
rope mummies.
they tried to explain that in the show.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
They
Like
said that he
they're best friends
smashed
now.
him, and Seth gained so much respect for him. I was
Yeah.
like, and you just became best friends with him?
Yeah.
It's
You beat the
like,
shit out of me and now we're
okay.
best friends. Like I
I was like,
kind of get
okay.
that because I had a fight like that with one of my friends back when I was younger that we were best friends and we got mad at each other and we like beat the crap out of each other. We were little kids. And then after we're done, we're like, hey, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Like that's just what guys do, I guess. But,
Oh,
whatever. But I don't know. I think that, where Seth is now, he should have been the whole entire time. I think he would have been a better fit than Roman. I think he works a lot harder than Roman. Granted, Roman had to put a lot of work in behind the scenes with acting classes and all of that stuff and blah blah blah. But yeah, I think someone who gets over a little more organically is a lot better than someone who, I'm just going to push this guy and put him here and put him here
mm,
until you're completely sick of him. I mean, a few, last year, everyone was sick of Roman, ready for Roman to leave, and they're excited that,
mm,
Cody beat Roman, and now it's like, oh my God, I want to have Roman back. Like, why? Like a couple months ago, you were wanting to get him to be gone, and now it's like, now all we want to do is beg for Roman to come back.
mm.
I don't get it, but I
And
mean,
and you kind of see how they slick and turn on Cody as champion, calling him a boring champion. So
yeah, and like, Seth, he's reinvented himself a whole bunch of different times, and
yes,
you could
yes.
argue that Roman hasn't done that, but I think Roman probably be good to do that, at least a few times. With Seth doing it, it's kind of made him a little bit more of an interesting character. The fact that,
Mm.
he's been in all these different groups, he's had all these different experiences. That Roman's just been the same guy since he was in the Shield. I mean, he talks a little bit more now, but that's really about it. But yeah, so those are my thoughts on the Vision. I agree with you, it's a terrible name.
Yeah, because Seth has come with so many characters: Architect, Kingslayer, Beast Slayer,
Yeah.
Messiah. I was
hmm
like, this dude has gone through so many very. He made his own multiverse.
Exactly. I mean, and
He made his
it's a
own
lot
multiverse.
it's
Jesus.
it's kind of a lot like Chris Jericho used to do, where
Yeah,
every little while
yeah.
he come out with a new character, which I think is good and keeps things fresh and it never makes you bored of the guy. Unlike Roman,
Mm,
who he's been the same thing forever. It's like you're due for some kind of a change. Like I think now it's a little bit happening because he's going from being, some like big major heel to he's kind of curving more toward the babyface side, which I think that's what's making people like him a little bit more, but he's still basically the same guy.
and plus, he's just having fun because he said himself he only has like a few years left,
Yeah. And
so
I
he's
know
just
that
really having fun.
he's doing a lot more Hollywood stuff now, so he's not gonna.
Yeah.
And the whole thing calling him the tribal chief, so like like the bloodline like is pretty much done. Like they've broken that up. Like,
Mm,
what are you the chief of now? Like there's nothing there.
yeah.
So we should just
Yeah.
move on. I don't know. But yeah, so that's my thoughts. I really don't get to talk like again, like I don't get to talk to people about stuff like that. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna take an opportunity that I can get, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
All right, man. So before we kick things off, I want to give you some mad props, dude, because I saw recently you got mentioned in a whole bunch of news articles about all the big things you're doing. Why don't we talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. Um, so yeah, I had a press release come out about my debut magazine, um, called the Kevirsyle International Magazine, which is published by my company, Kevirsyle International. So I was very hesitant in doing a magazine because one, I didn't know how to do it. Two, I didn't know it was like people even read magazines. But I come from a family where we take risks and just try something new. Um, I got inspired by making a magazine because I'm friends with the on Facebook with 180 Life Enterprise. He has he's a magazine company, and I love and I love the story he tells about elevating people, giving people a voice, especially mental health, and just basically being there for people, trying to bring a light to their whatever they're doing. And so I got inspired by that. And then I found out that there was like this called comic magazines that I never knew about. That they're actually comic magazines.
Yeah,
And so I just started thinking about it. I was like, I can do a lifestyle comic magazine. A life At first I was gonna have a split where I'm doing a horror magazine and a lifestyle magazine, but then I'm like, actually put them together would be easier. And then
yeah.
like plus cost effective.
Mhm.
And so I would say it's a lifestyle comic culture magazine to best sum it up together. So in the magazine you get articles written by me and my friend Dennis Knight. Dennis Knight writes advice articles, especially about the entertainment industry, about getting in the comic book industry, how to be the writer, how to navigate to hire an artist, how to budget, how to print, and how to market your books. And he basically said if you can't do any of this, this is not the job for you.
Yeah.
And in my magazine, I also have creator interviews where I send questions to creators that want to be a part of the magazine. That they answer questions about themselves, what made them get into the industry, like give them the unction to like tell your story. Whatever you feel like you want to share or feel comfortable to share.
Yeah.
And I also have mental health questions, but I always stress you're not obligated to answer the mental health questions because that's a heavy topic.
Sure.
But that's just there if you have any advice you want to answer in those questions. Actually, to those questions, and and then and I try to balance it out with also some comic strips of comics I've written and showcasing the artists that drew them for me. So I try to keep it balanced. It's like mental health, interview, comic strip, and Dennis Knight articles. And so I try to keep it balanced so it won't be too heavy on the reader, whoever
Yeah.
reads it. So you can have fun, but also this is stuff that's been going on that is not talked about enough. So that's yeah. So that's why I started the magazine. It's like trying to be a I don't say beacon or an outlet for voices that wants to voice try to help to be heard.
That's cool, man. Like I've always kind of wanted to be involved in the process of making a magazine or something like that because I've got some journalistic background. I didn't go to
Mm,
school for it or anything, but in junior high and high school, I did yearbook, so I have a lot of journalistic background in that respect, and I always thought it was kind of cool. I know at one of my older jobs, I worked in a call center, and I kind of helped once a month I'd put together like a newsletter or like a little like newspaper that I'd have like different managers like write a different article every month, and I'd find like a bunch of other little dumb stuff to put in there just to kind of
mm,
give them something to do at their desk because in the call center I worked, at the end of the month they'd work like 10, 12-hour shifts, and so they'd be at their desk taking calls for a super long time. So I wanted to kind of give them something, between phone calls or something they could do, they could look at, they could read, they could just, get their minds off of sitting at their desk at their cubicle for that amount of time because you'd only get like half hour for lunch with like 12 hours on the phone. And it doesn't sound like it's that bad, but it's brutal. The people who there are certain people that'll listen to this and know exactly where I'm talking about, and they've been there. They know
Yeah.
exactly how much it sucks. So it
Oh
doesn't
yeah.
sound like it sucks, but it really does. So it was something that I tried to do, and it didn't last a super long time just because roles change and stuff happen in the call center. But it's always something I thought was cool to do. So that's very cool that you decided to, instead of having that what if, you took the chance to do it, and that's very, very cool. Now, other than your magazine, I know you got a man, I don't even know with all the hours in the day how you find time to do all this stuff that you're doing, man. So, in addition to the magazine, what other stuff do you got rolling right now? Because I know you got tons of stuff. You got the podcast, you got plushies, all sorts of stuff. Let's talk about what you got going on.
Um, my next comic, Arkfyre Issue 2, it'll be launching August 28th, which is next Thursday.
Yeah.
Well, by the time this drops, it'll be
It'll be
tomorrow.
tomorrow. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
When this drop, it'll be tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah.
So issue 2 is man, I'm really excited for Arkfyre because it's really an reflection of me trying to find myself, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Because like I base the character Cathedral Arkfyre off of me trying to find myself. But his story is he has no memory of who he is. So he's on this, I wouldn't say warpath yet, keyword yet,
Yeah.
as the story goes, because it's 2 issues right now. That he's on a journey to find out why he's on this. Well, first, how he got to this earth, and then ask him why he's here and what's his purpose. And that's kind of what I asked myself. I was like, why did God put me on this earth? Why am I here? Like, what's my purpose? That's how it goes. And so, in issue 2 picks up a few months after issue 1, where Theo, oh, excuse me, meets a vampire and a witch. The vampire is named Cavell Davis, and the witch, his name is Coffee. Her name's Coffee. And the story picks up in, I call it Sire Fate, Texas, because that's where the vampire and witch are based in. And we bring in their characters by because Cavell is trying to search for the truth about his sister's death. And so Coffee's with Cavell trying to figure out who killed his sister, why, or potentially or is she really dead? You never know.
Yeah.
um so but and so Cathedral shows up helping them fight off their villains in like a warhouse warehouse place. And they're facing a lizard demon type of character, telling Cavell that you don't even know what you're against or going against or what's actually coming, basically. So the question is, how are they connected? Why is Cathedral in Santa Fe, Texas? How is he connected to Cavell? How is he connected to Coffee? And then, of course, that's gonna be answered.
Yeah.
Um, because the thing is, it's at the end of issue 1, he was sent by, I guess I call him his mentor, Dr. Rodriguez. He was sent by Dr. Rodriguez to find others like Castillo. So he's trying to find those that's like him, but like him in what way is the question? Because Dr. Rodriguez never specified what that meant. So it's kind of like this cat and mouse game I'm trying to play in the story. I was like, are you sure you can trust these characters? Are you sure are you sure that's the actual villain? So it's kind of like that's kind of like I'm trying to play the game, uh, writing the story, and it's so much fun because I love those twists and turns in any type of story, science fiction, horror, all those. But yeah, it drops August 28th, and I'm really excited for it. Um, and cover 3 and 4 is already done for the next
Nice.
arc fires.
Nice.
So I call them seasons. Like I think it's like an actual show. So
Yeah.
like season 1 of Arkfyre, I'm thinking I might end it at issue 4 or 5, issue 5 or 6, maybe, because I might keep it even, make it each season like 6 issues.
Yeah.
But so issue 3 and 4 covers are done already, and issue 2 is almost completely wrapped. So I can send that to printing and be ready for the Kickstarter. So I can heavily promote the Kickstarter.
Right on.
So yeah.
Very cool. So I know last time you were on the show, we did talk about Arkfyre Issue 2 a little bit. And
Mm,
for those that didn't hear last time, why don't we talk a little bit about, you've talked about a little bit what it's about. Why don't we talk about, kind of where you pulled inspiration from the story? I know you said you kind of based the main character on yourself, but when it comes
mm.
to, all the other story elements, like were you inspired by other stories that you read or watched or anything like that you kind of
Yes.
brought into the story?
Yes. One of my inspirations is Superman, actually.
Okay.
Because one, the aspect he's from a different planet.
Yeah.
Um, but I also got inspired by a bit of Stranger Things with the horror elements and the
Okay.
science fiction element.
Yeah.
Um, and I've seen like a lot of cosmic stories also that like Independence Day. Uh, I forget. Uh, but even Thor. With like Greek mythology, like those gods.
Mhm.
Uh, it's called Greek mythology, right? With the gods Zeus
Yeah,
and
yeah. Mhm.
yeah. So that's kind of like been my inspiration because I wanted to create my own mythology, and so that also been my biggest inspiration because, but I also want to symbolize Cthulhu as a symbol of hope, which I got from Superman. Um, but I didn't want to do it exactly like Superman because that's I don't want to be repetitive or
Sure.
plagiarize,
Mhm.
obviously.
Yeah.
But I want Theo to go through like a sort of darkness for him to build to being a beacon of hope because he can because you can see that he's actually going through that in order to actually help somebody else, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of been my inspiration. Superman, Stranger Things, a bit of Alien. When you get to later issues, you'll see why I say
Huh.
Alien. So yeah. But yeah, it's
That's
gonna be
cool.
a lot. It's gonna be like lot of creature elements in the story. And as I write the entire series, I want to make it grounded as possible and not be too choppy.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to make each one like it's kind of sort of own standalone story. Because I'm trying to make it where I'm like, if you pick up the book at a certain issue, I I don't want to be like Marvel. You have to get this. You know, to understand this. I want you to whatever book you pick up, I want you to enjoy the story, but also have the understanding where the story is, where no matter where you pick it up.
Yeah.
Because I try like to at least explain in the current issue of how we got to that point. So yeah,
That's cool. And yeah, I don't think you have to worry about plagiarism or anything like that. I know a lot of the great stories, a lot of them have a lot of the same elements. It's just a matter of taking the bits that you like and kind of finding a way to spin it and make it your own. So that's really cool.
yeah, that's exactly what I've been doing.
Yeah.
As I always talk about that, I can legit mix a horror, drama, and comedy together and make it my own. Like
Yeah.
when I tell you, I
Mhm.
mean, I watch so many movies and shows together, and I'm like, I like that, I can do it this way, or
Yeah.
like that, I can mix that with this and do it this way. So that's kind of like how I am. That's why I watch a lot. That's why I'm a full-fledged nerd because I watch a lot of shows and a lot of movies. So yeah.
Very cool. Very, very cool. All right. So like we said, the Kickstarter's launching next week as we record this, but by the time this is being watched slash listened to, it'll be tomorrow. So we'll make sure we put the link in the notes. Make sure you get out there, check it out, pass it around, and do all the things we need to get Kevin all the attention we can get so we can keep making books.
Oh,
So speaking of the Kickstarter, do you have any cool like stretch goals or any like cool things you can talk about that are going to be part of it?
so this is actually my first Kickstarter, if I'm going to be honest.
Okay.
I'm still learning the platform, but on this
Yeah.
Kickstarter, I will have like a Kevirsyle Studios logo jacket,
Nice.
where if you can get the jacket with the book. Um, I have a hardcover journal on there. I put I actually learned this recently that some people put like a retail combo for like if stores see the
Yeah.
Kickstarter, they can buy a certain number of books
Mhm.
for a price. Arkfyre Issue 1 and 2 is on a Kickstarter, so if you want to catch up digital or get both books, you can at once, so you don't be behind. Um, I'm not doing a plushie on this one because one, that takes a while to make.
Yeah,
That takes about, I don't know how long that takes a while to make.
yeah,
And plus, I want to build out Arkfyre to be a bigger brand name before I get into doing full-fledged plushies
sure.
and cosplay. But yeah, that's off the top of my head. I can remember what I put in there. I worked on it so much, I kind of forgot what else I put on there. But no, Jack. Oh, a Kevirsyle Studio shirt. I put a tie-dye shirt on there actually. A Kevirsyle Studios
Nice,
tie-dye shirt,
nice.
and I probably will put a snapback on there and some beanies because I know people love beanies. Um, I'm thinking about I might, if the design comes out right, I might put some socks on there
Oh,
randomly.
right on, right on.
uh, so yeah, I'm trying to like put like different things or different gifts on there, and like so yeah, you can. I'm like you can dress good also while you're reading good too. So if you want to, it's
There you go.
like up to
Yeah,
you, no pressure. It's up to you. Like, but yeah,
right on. And I know our
um,
good friends Matt and Steph from InSim. Shout out to Matt and Steph.
yeah,
They do,
that's
they
who
do,
inspired me to do it.
they
That's
do
who
socks all the
inspired
time,
me.
man. Their socks look incredible.
Man, yeah, that's who inspired me to do it. I'm saying I might throw some socks on to mine.
Yeah, man.
I might
Yeah,
wait to issue 3 or 4 to do it though,
there
but
you go.
we'll
Yeah, yeah.
see.
Right on. Very cool.
Um, but yeah, I'm gonna have an Arkfyre shirt too on there. Um, yeah,
What
Arkfyre shirt,
about
Arkfyre jacket
stickers?
too. So
We'll love stickers, man. What about stickers?
stickers, I'm still working on.
Okay,
I just didn't like how the design came yet. So
fair enough.
stickers is probably issue 3.
Fair enough.
Once I get to better design the stickers.
That makes sense.
So yeah. So
Cool,
yeah.
cool. What about magazine? Are you gonna have like an option where you can like add in an issue of your magazine or anything like that? If people,
Oh, thank you for reminding me. Jesus Christ. Yes. Oh my God. I'm so glad you asked that. Yes. On the Kickstarter, I did officially add in my magazine issue 1 and 2 on the Kickstarter in case people want to buy the magazine with the comic too. Um, because the because issue 2 is currently issue 2 of the magazine is currently printing, so that'll be ready before the Kickstarter.
yeah,
So I'm waiting for that to come in. So I already got issue 1 with me. So yeah, issue 1 of issue volume 1, volume 2. I go between say issue and volume 2. It's the same thing, but both issues of magazine is on my Kickstarter too. If you want to check out the magazine with the comic as well, that's on there too.
and didn't
So yeah.
you get signed up recently for with a publisher to publish your
Yep.
magazine?
No, I post my stuff myself. But
Okay.
you talking about distributor?
Distribution. Yeah, yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah. Yes, it's also for retail. Yes, it's fieldbowdistribution.com. You can also for retailers they can go to fieldbowdistribution.com to pick up. Go to the Kevirsyle International catalog. You can also magazine from there. And also on the Kickstarter, there's a retail combo where you can get a certain number of each book too. On my Kickstarter, I can ship out to you myself.
Very
So yeah.
cool. Very cool. I want to talk about this for a little bit because I wasn't entirely sure, but you did say this is going to be your very first Kickstarter. What
Mhm.
what are some of the things that you've learned in the process of setting up the Kickstarter? Like who have you reached out to for advice, or have you reached out to people for advice? What have you learned in trying to set up and get ready for your very first Kickstarter?
Well, shout out to Travis Gibbs. He's
Yeah.
probably the king of Kickstarters.
Yep.
He gave me, I didn't even ask, he just gave me advice because I was on his show.
Yeah.
And he said, would you like advice? I was like, yes, please. Yes, please. And he gave me perfect advice. And I also pay attention to certain people's Kickstarters too, to see how they shape up theirs, especially learning about stretch goals, um, what amount to put on there, and trying to be strategic how you do it,
Yeah. Yeah.
and also how to title your Kickstarter itself with the rewards. So yeah, special shout out to Travis Gibbs for helping me out with that. Um,
Travis is a good
even
dude, and that dude is a
uh,
workhorse too.
man, dude's freaking awesome. My
Oh
God,
yeah.
dude's so freaking awesome.
Hmm.
Also, shout out to Pops. He checked the grammar of my Kickstarter.
Nice.
So I was
That's
like, yeah, so
awesome.
shout out to Pops. Um, but yeah, but I haven't officially reached out to anybody else just yet. Oh, Aaron. I cannot pronounce his last name. Who does the
Aaron's
uh
last name starts with a W.
yes, him.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Yes.
I have a
Yes.
hard time with his name too, but
I was
he's
like,
a cool
I was like,
guy.
bro, if you watch this, I'm sorry, I could not pronounce your last name.
I
Lo-
think I'm
but-
talking to him next week actually, so I'll let him know. Yeah,
Well, he gave me advice.
he's a cool
Yeah,
guy.
he gave me advice too. I bought his entire series so I can read all of them at once. I can't wait for that. But he gave me advice about the promotion with the promotion page. Uh, to have make sure I have a description like pictures of the art. And I was
Yeah.
like, how do I do that? And he told me, do go here. And I was like, oh, thank you. So shout out to Aaron W.
Yep.
Because I don't want to push your last name, dude. I do not want to push your last
Yeah,
name.
yeah, yeah.
But so shout out to him. But yeah,
Very, very
and
cool.
also Carissa. I mean Carissa, even Lori. I'm just like other workhorses that's in the biz.
Lori
So,
Foster?
yeah. Huh?
Lori Foster?
No, Lori Kakatera.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
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 I just became friends with her recently.
yeah.
Yeah, she looks like she knows what she's doing.
Oh, she does. She does.
That's
And
cool.
I'll be on her show the day after my birthday, which is hilarious.
Right on. That's awesome.
And I already signed up to be on her show on my birthday next year. So that's gonna be funny.
Very cool. Very,
So
very
yeah.
cool.
So yeah.
All right, man. So, other than the Kickstarter coming out next week slash tomorrow, what else you got going on that you want to talk about?
Um, man, I have a lot. Um, well, I will say even after it looks like my next one after Arkfyre will be my clown story called Halloween.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because that's the second most followed campaign of mine. So I'm like, okay, look like you're next. That's how I kind of determine which one is to
Yeah.
release because I depend on, I mean, I depict on which one gets noticed more. So I'm like, I gravitate towards that more.
Yeah.
So after Arkfyre will be Halloween, and I don't know what's after Halloween yet because I haven't checked the numbers yet.
Sure.
But Halloween is it's a clown story where it's how do I explain it? So it's serial killers dressed up as clowns, where
Mm.
they search through social media to just find random people to kill. That's how they find their victims. And so a group of friends in this story is trying to figure out why the hell are these people doing this? And I was trying to figure out who the hell are these people. And so and it's kind of like a mix of Scream a bit.
Okay.
Um, and I actually created the story with a friend of mine named Evan Lipscomb. He's an upcoming writer too. That's he's always something that I've been his inspiration, which is very humbling. And he's been wanting to work with me for a while. So he came to me with this story and asked me to like help to basically flesh it out and bring it to life. So shout out to Evan, because he did create this, and I just fleshed out more.
Yeah.
So he actually wrote the novel version, and I'm doing the comic version of it.
Right on.
So the novel version is called The Duplicate Killer because it's based on the characters Ethan and Evan. Ethan and Evan, which who are twin brothers,
Okay.
could go by the duplicate killers that were they were twin clowns.
Okay.
And so in a novel version, you see their story of killing people. But in the comic version called Halloween, it takes place where Ethan and Evan are supposedly dead, and it picks up where
Mm.
are these copycats or are these potentially related to them? So it's
Gotcha.
another cat and mouse thing.
Nice.
Because like, people can have a cult following. So it's like it's just a cult. It's this a copycats that got inspired by Ethan Evans,
Yeah.
or hell, could it be Ethan Evans somehow? No, you don't know yet.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, so that's Halloween Duplicate Killer. So yeah,
Cool, man. That sounds awesome.
and I'm also working on a wrestling universe because I love wrestling, as you know.
Yeah.
Uh, that's still in early stage because I'm still trying to crack it to understand. I'm still getting my anchors around because I'm studying Lucha Libre. That's
Nice.
one of the wrestling. That's one of the wrestling stories. It's Lucha Libre, American style wrestling. Same universe, just different aspects of it. If
Gotcha.
other wrestling universe.
Yeah. That one
Um,
I'm familiar with because a long time ago, my former friend and I, we he had told me one time that him and his friend would write a wrestling promotion. And I was like, "Oh, tell
mhm,
me more about this." And what they did was they created a promotion.
mhm,
They created all the wrestlers inside the promotion, and then they would write weekly shows where basically they would each take turns writing a piece. So like they would write the promos for the wrestlers, they'd write all the matches out. And I was like, "Oh, that sounds awesome. We should do that." And so we did it for a while and it was super fun for a while, but it was a lot of work, man. You have to like write out all the matches and you have to like if you think about like when you watch a match on TV, you think about you've got the commentary. Basically, it's trying to write a match like you see on TV, but write it all out.
yeah,
So, like if you couldn't watch it, like basically reading all of it. And
yeah.
it was a lot of writing. I think I had a couple of matches that went, like double number pages. It was a lot of pages, but it was a lot of fun to do. It was a lot of work.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And I kind of got inspired to do that because the Rocky franchise,
Hmm.
and like the Creed franchise.
Right on.
'Cause that's how I kind of want to do my wrestling comics, kind of
Yeah,
taking a story, being character driven. Because
that's cool.
Rocky's boxing, and then my
Yeah,
characters, one side of the universe is the Lucha Libre character driven, and then the other side is the American wrestling. So to show the difference of how they're both, I mean, they're different, but they both connect in certain
yeah,
aspects of the wrestling world.
that's cool.
So that's why I kind of started wanting to do my own type of wrestling thing because I really love wrestling. Been a wrestling fan my entire life. So,
That's cool, man.
um, so yeah, so yeah.
Very cool. All right. Well, before I let you go, let's give you a minute to plug yourself. Where can people keep up to date with stuff that's going on with you? Where can people find you on the internet?
Well, first you can find me on Instagram at I am Kevin Davis official, and my business tags are in my bio on I am Kevin Davis official. You got my Facebook, I am Kevin Davis CEO. Um, my publishing website, kevysyinternational.com. That's spelled Kevysye international.com. Um, and YouTube, just simply Kevisy. And my I oh I finished starting my podcast called the Kevirsyle
Yeah,
Network.
let's talk
But
about it.
yeah, it's called the Kevirsyle Network. But I'll be publishing. I'll be posting it on my social on Facebook, Instagram, and I'll be posting it on my YouTube at Kevirsy. I was gonna make a separate YouTube. I'm like, I'm just gonna keep this YouTube as Kevirsy and just post it there. It's better tracking
Yeah.
instead of having to do.
You just make like a
So,
separate playlist and have all those just fall
yeah,
there. Yeah,
that's
it's a good
exactly how I'm
idea.
gonna do it. Where it's gonna have
Nice.
the where you go on my under my YouTube, you see podcast, you'll see Kevirsyle Network. That's where you see the podcast episodes when they post. My
Nice.
first episode, I did it this Sunday. We wrapped. It's currently editing by my editor now. Um, I, she's almost done with it now. So I think it'll be posted on YouTube either later this week or next week.
Right on.
I'm just waiting for the go ahead from her. Um, so yeah. So Kevinston Network is my official podcast. I'm excited. It's different for me because it's way out of my comfort zone. Because I'm not really that much of a talker. That's
It's
why my
hard,
voice is naturally low.
man.
Uh,
It's
but
hard,
it's
man.
so but it's so much fun because I just get to be me and
Yeah.
just to be a nerd and just be
That's
weird.
that's awesome, man. As you know,
uh,
it's not we're all about or I'm all about weird over here, man.
exactly,
Yeah, man.
exactly.
That's
You
cool.
actually, I mean, you're actually one of my inspirations to start a podcast, if I'm gonna be honest.
Oh man, I appreciate that.
Um,
That's awesome.
because I was like, I was not gonna do this. I was holding it off. I was pushing it off. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going. I was like, I never know who I could touch if even if it's just one person. I was like, I'm like, Chris is the embodiment of me that's being me, and I
I
just need just to be me.
appreciate that, man.
I was like. So that's my big brother. So I'm just gonna do what my big brother does and just be himself,
I
just be
appreciate that.
myself.
I
So
appreciate that.
yeah,
Yeah, I know if it wasn't for the inspiration of who used to be a mutual friend of ours who's not a friend of mine anymore, which kind of sucks, but um it's because of him that I was able to start this show, and I owe a lot to him. This is episode 102 now, and he
man, that's
really helped.
beautiful.
He helped me along the way to get me started, and if it wasn't for him, kind of kicking me in the ass and getting me going, like if I had the idea for Fueled by Weird for a few years, but I never really could take the initiative to jump off and make it something, and he kind of helped me get it going somewhere. So it's very cool that that happened. But yeah, sometimes it's all it takes is just someone kicking you in the ass and just getting you going and doing it, and that you can't get any better if you never start. And
Yeah.
he helped me get started. He helped me get going, and now I've kind of just went from he had said, "Hey, I'll edit the show, I'll post the show, I'll do everything for you. You just show. I need a host to host the show." So I'm like, "All right, I'll show up and we'll host the show." And it started from that to now I do all the posting, I do the editing, I do the producing, I do the scheduling, I do the writing for the notes for the show. I do all of that stuff. So it's kind of it's all me now, and it never would have got to that point if it wasn't for him helping me get started. So it's something I very much appreciate him. Maybe someday I'll be able to tell him, but it's all it takes is just that someone kicking you in the ass and get you going.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Cool, man. Well, I appreciate you coming. Before I let you go, I've got some stuff of my own I got to get out there. First, I'd like to thank Polygon Horizon. Their song "Piece of Force" is the song we use for the show. It's an incredible song. Go check them out on Bandcamp and SoundCloud. They just recently put a new album out that's super, super good. If you like really heavy metal with some chip tunes in your heavy metal, it's very good. Go check it out. You can now. I joined the Cool Kid Club. I have a link tree now, so go check out my link tree. It's link
Let's go.
linktr.ee/fueled by weird. You can find the email, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Spotify, YouTube, all that stuff. You can go find it all on there. Go check it out and help spread the word, get the word out there. Let's get the word of nerd out in the world. Go check out my man Hassel Hutchinson on the Nerdy Manroom Show channel. He's got the Nerdy Manroom Show, Hassel's Review, and Card Subject to Change. It's another wrestling show. He does a lot of what ifs. Um, it's very cool if you like
Oh,
wrestling, so go
beautiful.
check it out. Um, Hassel and I were part of the Stay Weird Network. It's a brand new podcast network dedicated to bringing some awesome back to the internet. You can go check us out on YouTube at Stay Weird Network, on Instagram at Stay Weird Network, and shoot us an email at stayweirdnetwork@gmail.com. Now, if you like the show, please leave a review and tell your friends because word of mouth is my friend. And remember, kids, life's too short to be normal, so stay weird. Kev, thanks so much for joining me tonight, man.
Yeah, thank you for having me, man.
Absolutely.